Well, as they said, all the best tennis tournaments, there will be some interruptions to that general theme, but I think there's some good news for many of us as we close out the weekend, indeed move on to the weekend. Now, it was a pretty wet start to the day down on the south coast, and very angry-looking cloud there, and we'll talk about this massive cloud out to the western side of Ireland in just a second. We'll leave that for just a while. But as I say, it was a wet start along parts of the south coast. Most of the heavy rain, thankfully, stayed offshore and has moved through the eastern channel, flicked through London for a time this morning, is now on its way towards East Anglia. Now, that was the tail end of that front out towards the west. You've seen the cloud. These fronts will come into play through tonight and through Friday as well. But for the rest of this afternoon, well, a fair amount of cloud across the British Isles, a lot of dry weather, just the chance of the odd shower coming in through East Anglia, parts of the southeast, coming up to the Midlands, through the Isle of Man, on towards Northern Ireland, southwestern Scotland. But as I say, elsewhere, largely dry and fine. A lot of cloud there perhaps at times along the eastern coast. Get away from that east coast, and the top temperature, well, 23 or 24 degrees, something of that order. And Wimbledon rather shaping up to the similar sort of day to what we had yesterday, in that there is about a 30% chance, maybe just one or two showers getting into the area. Tomorrow, a different story. That band of cloud and rain that we've already seen out towards the west will flick on through London, and then I think the chance of a shower later on in the afternoon getting down to around about 20%. And there is just a slight chance of a shower at Trent Bridge for the rest of this afternoon. Come this evening, I think we'll find thicker cloud getting into western parts of the British Isles, maybe a spot of rain in Northern Ireland, the west of Wales, the southwest of England before nightfall. Elsewhere, largely dry and fine, disappointing perhaps at times on the east coast with all the cloud. The band of weather will gradually work its way across western parts of the British Isles overnight on what is going to be another balmy night in many areas. And then on Friday, we find this front rather oriented north-south across the British Isles, starting off on the western side for the most part, some early brightness over on the east, and then the whole band of weather gradually moving its way a little bit further north and east, with the tail end, as I say, flicking through the southeast, just to give that concern about Wimbledon early on. Temperatures, well, not just as high perhaps as we're going to see today, topping out around about 21, 22, 23, something of that order. On Saturday, that whole band of weather comes to a grinding halt across the north of Scotland. Further south, again, a mixture of sunshine and one or two isolated showers. Nothing particularly organised about it, and the temperatures on a par with those that we've seen through the rest of the week as well. Perhaps the best of the sunshine across southern and eastern parts by that stage. And then as we move on towards Sunday, well, I'm going to take you out into the Atlantic to find Sunday's weather. At the moment, it's two masses of cloud away back towards the Canadian coast and just coming off the eastern seaboard of the USA. And that will eventually push in towards the far southwest. But again, the very best of the weather, Darren, over towards